Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then there's no better place to be, and you can join said Discord server by clicking on that, if I spelled it correctly. Oh, hold on. That link right there. For those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll set ourselves back to our defaults, but otherwise, let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the first one, and let us know if there's anybody who'd like to get us started today. Otherwise, I will hop into said Discord group. And I am now good to go. How's everybody doing today? And Roars, thanks for the follow. How's it going? Not gonna lie, Failer, I did, of course, give you the mod privileges back, and then upon immediately seeing you spam all of that stuff, I was like, could I? Should I immediately remove those mod privileges just to prove a point? Failer's like, no, Lids, I need the power. Sure it wasn't. Sure it wasn't. Alright, well anyways, do we have anybody who would like to get us started today? And or do we have anything in mind for what we'd like to see for our first match? An unregulated chat. Fair enough. Well, to at least a certain extent. Honor is volunteering to start. Let's get her in then. Let me get Steam friends up here real quick. I will unplug my controller. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that is, you know, Failer, that's a good word for it. That is absolutely bonkers. That's a lot of math. Oh no, Steam. Okay, hold on. Let's try again. Let's try that again. Turns out differential geometry is actually kind of difficult. Yeah, you know, the fact that I'm not even sure what the whole point of differential geometry specifically is leads me to the same conclusion. Alright, let's see. Did we have any success with that next invite, Honor, or should I try one more time here? I see, it says you're in, but with no input, it seems like. I mean, if you want to go back to keyboard mouse, then we can certainly do that, but no worries if you're just waiting to plug in the controller. Gotcha, no worries. No worries. Okay, so we should have Honor in that case. That means we're looking for one more here to face off against Honor for our first few matches. Failer will jump in. All right. Let's do it. Momentarily, accidentally, functionally muted myself. That's okay, I wasn't saying anything. There we go.
What up?
Hey, Failer, how are you?
Doing great. How about you?
Doing alright. Did that invite go through?
Yes.
Now, this may be a coincidence, Failer, but it sounded like the first few times you talked there was a weird sound that came out when you... There's like a high-pitched little beeping sound when you started talking. I don't know.
Was it really?
Yeah, I think it just happened there again. Yeah.
Oh, my laptop fan is actually kind of spinning right now, so maybe it could be that. Either way, I'll need another fight. I'll ask.
Alright, sounds like Honora needs a sec to change out her batteries, but if there is anything we'd like to see between these two, then we have a little bit of time to figure out what that might be. Otherwise, we can just have them take whatever they'd like to get things started today. And if one of you could just confirm, and Honora might be AFK at the moment, but if one of you could confirm as to which person is player 1 and which person's player 2.
If I were in, I would do that.
Oh. Yeah, it does. It sounds sort of like the Discord joining a call sound, like the...
Really? You can hear that? Yeah, I've got push to talk on right now, and there's a little indicating beep that...
Yeah, I think that must be it then.
Hear that?
It's like, it's not loud or anything like that, and it's probably cutting off the very beginning of it, but I can hear like the latter half of it softly.
Interesting.
So, yes, I can hear that, for example.
Truly amazing.
Alright. Let's see. That sounded better that time.
Alright, we're in.
Nice. Okay, is Failer player 1?
Somehow, yes.
That's, you know, this is why we wait until both players get in before we start putting in people's names and sigils. But okay, somehow. Conveniently, I think this might have been what we ended on last week, so it's just a simple unhide. Huzzah.
Oh yeah, by the way, Lids, I know how to get rid of the reset button. Just
Oh.
in case.
Does it require mod stuff? I assume it does.
Yeah. It's a real simple change though. You can just paste in one file that I made.
Oh, nice. Okay, so it looks like we're all set now with Failer and Honora in. Failer player 1, Honora player 2. iRotor's putting us at the ridge. So we have an arena. Is there anything else we want to set in place for our first match? Old Never to Return. Ooh. Okay. At least one cur as well for the exiles. At least one cur. Okay. Is that all? Or do we have anything else in mind? Nora's like, please, no. Not like this. Alright, well, it seems as though that might be all. So let's get started then.
bid you welcome, exiles. You are gathered at the Ridge of Gold.
Nope, someone disconnected.
Here, one of you may walk the path.
I take it that was an or. Yup.
We soon shall see who is the most deserving. The Fate, stand prepared. Nightwings, stand ready. Now let us begin.
Alright, 1 sec. Let me get an or back in here. Oh, Steam. Steam, Steam, Steam. It's still your Brighton? Oh, wow. Brighton has transcended Steam Remote Play? He truly is the voice? Alright, now, hopefully, Phaler, are you still player 1 here?
That I am.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, if Remote Play really wanted to mess with us, it could swap you two. Fortunately, that did not happen. Alright, so at least one Kerr piece. Phaler does start with Almer here, of the quick-throwing ninja variety. So at least one Kerr. Just need to make that happen somewhere. She'll lead Speedy Pamitha. So Phaler is going for Raji here. We know he still needs his Kerr, and so he could go for the full Fate team. Nor went Harp first, so she does still need a Kerr. And she'll take Prayer Beads Rookie. Oh, for a second there, I thought you were messing with our heads. Going, oh, well, I bet you think I'm going to take Dalbert, but not so fast.
Dalbert.
But it is the full Fate team. It's a Titan Tooth on Dalbert, so he'll stun anyone that he jumps into. Anor has met the Kerr criteria. She could take 2 if she wants to, but she no longer needs anything in particular. Oh, hold on just a second. Now, Nor was expressing some concern when she saw the request that both players take at least one Kerr. However, she has done that, but goes a step further here and takes a Worm, a class that she has often said she is not fond of playing. And it is Phaler getting us started with a 20 damage throw from Almer. Pro intercepted this time round, though. Anor with Pamitha flies in, plunging for 20. Pamitha will be out for this round, though, as she had Tailwind Crest. Anor able to intercept this throw from Almer once again. Here's Rookie. He's blocked, and the Titan Tooth will stun him, giving Phaler enough time to hop in here. Although that does mean no prayer beads on Dalbert, so now he's gone for this round. Almer, this time goes the slower approach rather than teleporting, throwing Nora off guard, although able to stop that attack nonetheless. Pamitha, though, by herself and gets sniped by Almer. That brings back Gilman, and now Rookie back as well, and look at that. Speed plus triple hopping action. Enough to carry him all the way in for the plunge. Almer just barely sneaks in that throw, actually cuts it a little bit short there. 17 rather than the full 20 damage. Fell swoop, well executed there by Pamitha, able to take out Almer. Pamitha over the defender and in. 20 on the plunge, but now no Pamitha in this round. Almer again, throw intercepted. Now just Heelman remaining for Nor. Had that momentary infinite stamina, although well-executed stunning claim just before Rookie returned, meaning he was the only one able to move, so an uncontested 20 damage plunge from him. But Phaler throws it in from Almer. And now when Nor just needs 1 score, Phaler technically does still need 2, in large part because of that damage that he left off on one of those throws, just 17. So we'll see if that becomes a deciding factor. Because that means Phaler does not have enough damage yet. But now all he needs is a quick throw, or a plunge, and there it is.
The fate prevail. A victory so narrowly achieved, and thus more glorious.
GG.
Good claim.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, and we'll reset ourselves to our defaults, unless, of course, there's something in particular that we would like to see for this one, in which case, let us know. Whatever that might be. If not, we'll just leave this one open and have Phaler and Nor take whatever they'd like. Preset song times 2, so we'll get the Fate theme and we'll get the Nightwings theme. Then we'll get a Glade of Lou, will be the arena this time around. So arena locked in, song locked in. Anything else beyond that? Looks like that'll be it. So let's get started.
The fate shall confront the Nightwings. Welcome.
Alright, so we're at the Glade.
Who shall conduct the
A
rite?
small and, given how we have modded it, very open arena, so we'll see how that might influence the team composition that both players go for here, as this is entirely up to them, whatever they'd like to go with. For Phaler, that means Titan Tooth on Tizo with super portals. Anor chooses a Speedy Bertrude lead. Phaler will go Speedy Jody in the second slot.
exile.
And Anor now goes for a Titan Tooth Saxiana. Typhoon Bottle on Ignarius is the final selection here for Phalar, so double Demon. And Anor rounds out the team with Web Lanthorn Tizo. Alright, so here we go. This one was up to the players. Phalar applying pressure here with Ignarius, but last second save there from Anor. Saxiana. Blocked. Oh, and this is a double Titan Tooth. Both players stunned. Speedy Bertrude. Gets rid of it so she can cast, and then picks it back up and zooms in for 30 on that plunge. But no prayer beads on her as she had the Tailwind Crest, so now she is out for this round. Phalar just goes straight on in with his imp, and perhaps Anor didn't see that one coming, as usually those imps are there primarily for defense. But Anor goes straight in once again with Bertrude. Tizo's back. Now, for a second there, you wondered if he was about to do it 2 times in a row. Surely he wouldn't be able to do it again. Anor stuns Phalar here with the Titan Tooth, and then Harp pushes her way through for 20 damage from Saxiana. Phalar eyeing that portal. So was Anor. Phalar, though, able to stun the defenders after going through it, and that gives enough time for him to plunge here. He's now Jody-less. Anor goes the speedy route with Bertrude, although Phalar able to stop it this time. Although now everyone down on Phalar's side, and that activates Typhoon Bottle, but not enough to dissuade Anor from plunging here with Bertrude.
The orb is up.
Saxiana somehow found a way in and around the defenders there. Clever maneuver has her plunging for 20. Now she's gone for this round, as is Bertrude. Jody, straight in. Good for 30, dropping Anor down to 25, which means one more of those. And that would be all that Phalar needs here. Anor still needs 2. Oh, and nearly had one of those from Bertrude just then. Okay, Tizo is the only one for Phalar who would not have enough damage to finish this with 1 score. But we saw him do it before, and it made you wonder.
That one almost got through.
Phalar with Ignarius. Anor trying to avoid the stun, and eventually able to take out Ignarius, and in fact everyone down on Phalar's side, although with that Typhoon Bottle, going to be hard for Anor to make it all the way to the opposing Pyre. And now I think we have another double Titan Tooth stun. And we may see a few of these. Phalar gets the portal, which is perhaps the primary thing he's looking for. Now, however, Anor stuns. Phalar did not stun on that occasion, as he has the Titan Tooth on Tizo here. But Tizo is now back, and so let the stuns resume. Oh, Anor loses everybody. Phalar gets Ignarius out. Knocks back the defenders, but Ignarius goes down. Everyone down on Phalar's side, so Typhoon Bottle activates once again, but Anor is going to take her long enough to get that orb that Phalar is not concerned, at the moment at least. Bertrude down, that leaves just Tizo. Portal doesn't take him far, and now everyone down once again. This might be a time for Phalar to make it in and take the win.
The fate prevail. Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all. The ceremony is complete.
GG. Lag spikes, yikes.
Until the next rite.
Alright, well, let's reset ourselves here. Let us know if there's anything else we'd like to see, though. We do still have the second of the songs for this next one. So that is still locked in. Pyre is a game in which you take an orb with your teammates, and you have 3 people on your team. You can pass it between your teammates, but only one character can move at a time. And you try to either run with that orb into your opponent's fire, or you can throw it in too. And your opponent tries to stop you. Alright, we are on the book, though. Says this person who we've never seen before. I mean, I will stand by. I think Pyre has more similarities to hockey than it does to basketball. Was that a voluntary customize off each, or did someone actually request that?
Yeah, no,
Fate versus the Nightwing.
Alright, well, it's Demon, Sap, and Nomad for Phaler. It is Sap, Imp, and Worm for Nor. It's Phaler getting us started with a 30 damage Demon Plunge. Oh, how did that one sneak by me then? Snadra looking to call upon the book. The home field advantage as a source of additional power. But down she goes. Oh, and that's Manly. Masquerading as Volfred. On an Aura side at least, and then that's Volfred in Fate attire for Phaler. Just to mess with your head a little bit. Lady River. Locked. Gets rid of the defender, though. Has just enough time to pass it back to a teammate, and now Lady River has time to throw this one in. Phaler apparently had that extra starting Pyre life from his demon. Lady River again on the throw, just enough on it. Iggy. Gets rid of everybody, but oh, Anor has Typhoon Bottle, but she has a Valiant Return Worm. That's unfortunate. So that means that is functionally almost a completely useless talisman. And Ignarius imposing his will on this match.
The rite has nearly ended.
Snadra. Oh, except Anor has Rekindling here. So she holds on with 10 Pyre life on the second life bar. But Ignarius has returned. And he's back with a vengeance. And Aurora awaits those reinforcements. Here's Lady River, and she has plenty of space to exploit here.
The orb sails forth into the flame.
Lady River again. This time she stopped. Iggy blocked. But banishes the defender, banishes the other defender. There's that momentary Typhoon Bottle that does not really do anything. Iggy is playing hopscotch. But that will not stop him from plunging in for the win.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Did you have Tailwind Crest? Phaler says yes.
yeah, yeah.
And that was an Aura Scale Lady River.
until the stars align.
Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll set ourselves back here. We have now gone through our double preset theme song requests, so song is up for the taking as well. Oh, hold on. What was Fayless request? Okay. Okay, I was just checking back. It was the customized offer just before the core appearance. Must have been what distracted me. Now I'm paranoid. Are these requests showing up? Rings on your... Oh. You know, not gonna lie, I was thinking a couple of rites ago how it has been quite some time since I've seen anyone voluntarily take one of the rings. Just felt like that was maybe something that would be more appropriate for next week. But, not that we can't do it this week. Do I have my... I was checking this yesterday. I'm pretty sure I have my weeks correct now. Hold on. Let me double check. I mean, it's not perfect, but next...
My favorite ship is the Hulk of Auras.
If only you could give the Hulk of Auras a ring. But, yeah, next week... Next, Sunday, in fact, is Mother's Day. At least, I don't... Like, it's a Hallmark holiday, so I don't even know... Like, it's probably... Maybe it's international, kind of, sort of, I don't know. Basically, it's... Like, obviously it's well-intended, but it's also kind of a fake holiday. Okay, so we have... Yeah, that's basically a combination of talismans and exiles from an ore. So maybe that makes the most sense for us to just do that in a vacuum, not combine it with anything else. Core, look, I hate to break it to you, man. I didn't want to have to tell you like this.
The fate shall take on the Night Wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so the request was the people that your number one ship, your favorite ship, to quote Anor, with the rings. Oh, is it going to be the same for both people? This might be a time for Moonflushed. Unless there's an unexpected twist here. Is Raji secretly in a relationship with Almer? No? Are you sure? Are you 100% positive about that? Alright, it is the Stowaway and Almer for an ore. And same thing for Phaler. I was really hoping. I mean, as soon as we saw them both take Almer on their first slot, it seemed as though that was the direction they were going. And I really wanted someone to take an unexpected turn and go for something completely out of nowhere. That's okay. The imps are, they're fine being single. They're all for that single life. Alright, so it's going to be very savage heavy in this match, and Phaler with now his second throw-in. Jumping in with Ulmer. 20 damage there, and it's a Nor, first the orb this time. Back to Tizo, and now the Stowaway. Stowaway, bit of a black magic jump, but still unable to avoid the defender, and Phaler hops in once more. Phaler just guarding the orb and destroying all of Anor's team. So time for Ulmer to throw. Yeah, of course, neither player has a throwing talisman, which is oftentimes something you'd like to have on your savages, but unable to do so this time. Ulmer, Stowaway. Anor straight in. Phaler teleports, but is banished. Orbit inadvertently hits Anor's Pyre, bounces out. Stowaway, straight in. That was confusing, but apparently it's the Stowaway against Tizo now. Ulmer. Thinking about the portal, but so is Phaler. And Anor tries to work her way around that defender, but unable to do so, and Phaler looking for just one last score, and there it is.
The fate prevailed.
GG.
And such a well-conducted victory it was. The rite is done.
Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, anything we'd like to see for this next one? If so, then let us know. Otherwise, we can just have them take whatever they'd like. Up to you all, though. Let's see, we have Talismans, Black Claw on an Exile. Ooh, which just barely beats Phaler's Customize Off, which unfortunately, those two things are incompatible. Yeah, so Phaler, just remind me for the next one. Alright, so Black Claw. And Anor says she's up for 2 more, then she can swap out, so heads up if there is anyone in chat who is interested in jumping in at some point. We may be looking to get someone in to take Anor's place in the relatively near future. Hey, what's up, Blood Princess? How's it going? And we'll be on the Glade of Lu. Let's see, so Glade, Black Claw. Okay. Why don't we get this one started then? So Black Claw is a tricky one. It's, of course, a cursed talisman,
The fate.
which means it has a very distinct downside,
The night wings. Welcome.
and an upside that may or may not
The rite.
sometimes make up for that. It's the one that makes it so that you cannot cast, but you keep your aura when you have the orb. So theoretically, it is possible to banish people while you are in possession of the orb. Your aura does slowly shrink over time, so if you are going to try to banish someone while you're holding the orb, you need to be kind of quick about it. Excuse me?
Exile.
Excuse me? Is there a reason why we are cursing Gareth? Are you trying to make a statement here by cursing Gareth? How dare you? Gareth has done nothing wrong. You're just jealous of his style.
Messenger imp.
Okay. Okay, fine. Fine. If you say so. No worries. Right, then it is Speedy Jody for Honor. And Titan Tooth Viz Poleth in the final spot for Vela, so she will jump, or she will stun anyone that she jumps into. Final selection for Nor, and it's Webbed Lanthor Tizo. So here we go.
Now to the flame. Commence.
Gareth. Over to Tizo. Now Jody. Jody suddenly by herself here. And she is Titan Tooth stunned, which made Nor very vulnerable, and Gareth was the first exile to come back, but he's unable to cast. So Nor in a tough spot defensively, but Tizo does return, and that is his specialty, the defense. Gareth, look at that style. Look at that style! Jody versus Jody, and, well, they cancel each other out, apparently. That's about all the math I'll be doing today. Sorry, I wrote her.
Poor exile.
Gareth, teleports and jumps straight in. Extremely stylish, if I do say so myself. Honor gets Jody back. She's the only one back defensively, though. Same can be said with the Messenger for Phaler. Jody uses her portal, gets infinite stamina momentarily, and that's all she needs to speed into the Pyre. Gareth first the orb, hops over the cast, and hops into the Pyre. He's so hot right now. He's just so hot right now.
A bit of a blunder.
Honor's Jody scoops it up, but gets banished. That leaves Tizo. He banishes, and that brings Jody back from banishment. But she's unable to stop the opposing demon. Gareth, take it out quickly. But he returns.
A swift recovery.
And his aura was tiny, but in an extremely stylish way, I assure you. He's setting a new trend.
None left unscathed.
Jody for Phaler speeds in. Gareth again, this time he's banished though. Phaler through the portal, but Tizo able to stop the speedy demon. I swear Gareth had an aura the size of Jodariel for a second there. I was very confused. 1 minute he goes from having a tiny ore, the next one he has an ore much larger than he ought to have.
Poor messenger imp.
Jody. For an ore. Gets the speed, but gets cut off. And then Gareth teleports the orb and quickly jumps in.
All banished.
An ore. Vulnerable here. No one back defensively. Until Tizo returns, here he is. But he can't stop Phaler.
Plunged into their pyre.
And Jody drops an ore down to 15 Pyre life. Which means 1 score all Phaler needs now. From any of his exiles for that matter. And an ore stunned on the Titan Tooth. Oh, but Gareth teleports in. And then hops in. So an ore not going down without a fight. Jody speeds paths, knocks back 1 defender, but then gets stunned by the second. Brought back when Tizo did his banishment, but Phaler looking for the winning plunge. And there it is.
The fate prevailed. And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The rite is ended.
Interesting. If you keep your aura when you pick up the orb from the Black Claw, you maintain the increased aura size from being close to your teammates, even if you run away from your teammates.
Until the stars align.
Black Claw meta? Question mark? Maybe not. But, alas, we'll reset ourselves here and let us know if there's anything we'd like to do for this next one. I think Anor was saying she might just stick around for 1 or 2 more here, so heads up if there is anyone else who would like to jump in soon, then we may look to get you in soon. Perhaps right after this. And if this is the last one between Phaler and Anor, is there anything in particular we would like to see for that match? Or do we let them go with whatever they'd like? Follow Solium. Well, we'll make it dramatic. We can at least do that. And, oh, true, Phaler had the customize off. I forgot. Phaler did have that customize off. Song. What would we like? I don't think we had one in the queue unless I missed it, which at this point I wouldn't rule out. Gotcha. What shall it be? Between Herald and Certain Plan. Do we have Herald in? Hold on. If we do, no one ever chooses it, which is probably why I don't remember if we have it or not. We do. We do. Okay. Preference between those? Phaler votes Herald. Anor votes Certain Plan. It is Anor's request. So, I mean, technically it is her call. Alright. Well then. Apparently it is the Herald versus Certain Plan here, in some ways.
The fate shall shall confront the Nightwings.
So it looks like it was Imp, Worm, and Savage for Phaler, including Gareth. It is Savage, Imp, and Harp for Nor, so it's actually very similar teams here. Worm versus Harp, the two differences. Both players taking a little bit of time to experiment, see if they have particular skills with their salutes and what have you, but it's Nor getting us started. Plunging in for 20. No prayer beads on Almer, so he's now gone for this round. Gareth has Fairy Spirit, apparently. This is a new Easter egg hunt match coming out of nowhere. Gareth taken out before he can throw it in. Tamitha through the portal. Out of stamina, though. Gets it back. Has a little bit more stamina now and able to make it through.
Yes.
Okay, now Deluge for Phaler. He's taken out. Almer and Gareth take each other out. That leaves just Messenger Imp for Nor at the moment. He's blocked, but he gets rid of the defender. Banished by the second one, though. Gareth now back defensively against Tizo. Tizo takes out everybody. So Phaler through his portal. Just enough time to throw it in for 20 with Gareth. Deluge. Cut off there. Tamitha. Fairy Spirit. Which now Nor can take, even though it was coming from Phaler's talisman. But she forgot the orb. And by the time she has it back, she's lost the infinite stamina. Messenger Imp was on the move, but now it looks like it's going to be Almer. But he's blocked. Series of banishments. Tamitha against Deluge. Tamitha wins out. Through the portal she goes, and nearly Harp pushes her way through, but she was off target. But that portal is dangerous for Nor. Phaler needs to be careful that Nor doesn't win this one back. Otherwise, she may be able to capitalize on that portal position. But Nor is not back defensively. So Phaler says, I don't care where your portal is, I'm going to reset it when I score. Tamitha goes all the way through here, dropping Phaler down to 20. Means 2 more scores from either Almer or Tamitha would be all that Nor needs here. Gareth blocked, although gets rid of the defender. Almer returns, banishes Gareth, but not before he throws it in for slightly less than his maximum with 19. False step on Almer, we have just learned. Don't know if we'd seen that before. Oh, and Nor uses Tamitha to sacrifice her Imp, but does make it in with Tamitha. And now that means 1 score, potentially all she needs. Now, of course, there's always the chance with Customize Off, you never know. There might be an unexpected RITE Light. Especially when times like these, it feels like we've seen maybe a couple of talismans, but most of them, I think, remain unconfirmed here. And RITE Light, of course, you don't know it's there until it activates. So that might explain why we haven't seen as many talismans. Fairy Spirit might be the only one that we know definitively.
Now then.
Nor picks it up with Almer. He's speeding, but he is still stopped. Ooh, Phaler has seized chance here with Deluge. If he's quick about it, that will give him extra damage. But he stopped. Messenger Imp over the cast. Has it back, but now blocked and banished. There is the Fairy Spirit. Phaler uses it. Now has the speed with Gareth, but he's stopped. Messenger Imp for Nor sneaks through And has the extra damage from the mastery.
The night wings.
And that's the only way she could have finished it.
Their pyre burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
GG.
The rite is complete.
All right, well played, you two. And we'll head on back.
Until the next rite.
All right, let's harp good, confirmed. Let's reset ourselves, although I think, did we make a, yes, we did make a request for the Herald next. Fair enough. Harp good, harp very good, harp great. Waiting for Cam to appear out of nowhere, go, harp the best. Alright, but I think this was around when Nora was saying she could potentially switch out if there is anyone who would like to take her place. Is there anyone who would like to jump in here? If not, Honora, are you good to stick around or do you need to go now? And okay, so you can stick around if needed. Gotcha. So let us know if anyone does want to jump in here and or is volunteering to swap out. Otherwise, we could continue with this matchup here. We do know that we have had a core appearance, and it's been a little while since we last had him in. That much is true. No, actually, Core was saying how this is his first time being here. He's not yet familiar with the rules of Pyre. He's still learning. Although not seeing any core sightings here anymore, at least. Perhaps he's fled the scene of the crime. Let's turn Customize back on before we forget, because I definitely did forget. Says he can't today. Okay, no worries. No worries. Good to have you nonetheless. And, I mean, not to say that Core is the only person who could jump in here. If there is anyone else who'd like to do so, let us know. We can get you in. But if not, it sounds like we can still go Phaler and Honor here. And if so, is there anything we'd like to see between the two of them? Or are we thinking we would just have them take whatever they'd like? Not seeing any other volunteers, nor am I seeing any additional requests. I mean, I suppose we do have the song at the very least. So it looks like that will be all, and it looks like we will have Phaler and Honor once again here. So let's get started.
The fate shall take on the Night Wings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Okay, so no requests affecting your team composition here. That is all up to you.
Headwind.
Phaler goes Power Casting Headwind in the first spot. This is by some accounts, technically the quote-unquote Nomad Arena. Sonor will also go power casting Headwind. Phaler goes Scribe Rock for extra aura size on Snadra. Does make you raise an eyebrow, because this is certainly headed in a certain direction. As Anor also takes Snadra. Does that mean? Does that potentially mean? You should totally take Vengeful Vow. Hand Singularity on Lendl. So it is triple Nomad for Phaler. Anor, I mean, she's been partaking of the same type of match. The same setup, by and large, but she is, perhaps still not thrilled with the direction this has gone in. As she will also go Can Singularity on her final Nomad. And we may see a lot of shoulder smashes. May also see a lot of exiles getting brought back from banishment by stepping on their portraits. This could prove to be a very defensive match. One in which it is very difficult to score, but Phaler off to the races and has just enough speed to make it in there for 20 to get it started. Does mean one extra Nomad relative to Phaler on Anor's side, but Phaler might have found another opening. He did. Big power cast from Headwind. But Phaler just keeps on bringing back his teammates, even after those power casts. Lendl looking to do the same here, but he's stopped before he can do so. Headwind, oh, nearly comes back in time, but Phaler just quick enough. Double banishment there on the power cast from Headwind, and that removed the last of Anor's, or rather of Phaler's defenders. Sonor able to throw it in for 20 and also leech back 10 Pyre life as well. Headwind for Phaler just goes straight in. 20 damage, 10 leech for him now. And it's a cast off, a casting contest, if you will. But it is once again, when everyone is available, advantage Anor here in terms of number of exiles, and I'm pretty sure Anor was trying to go for the throw there, but momentum took Snadra in for the plunge. So now Anor is Snadraless. Here comes Phaler trying to sneak through once more. But both players shoulder smashed that time round. Phaler, though, quicker to respond and gets the orb back and gets it in. Anor retreats, repositions. Double shoulder smash, though. Everyone gets revived in the same spot, instantly banishing each other. Phaler trying to get out from next to his Pyre and unable to do so. Anor with a successful siege, culminated by a 20 damage throw with another 10 leech. Lendl brings back a friend. Goes in himself, though. 20 damage, 10 leech, Anor down to just 10 Pyre life. That, of course, does mean a Nomad plunge, and very well a throw as well may be enough for Phaler here, although as we have seen before, many exiles have 50% leech on their scores, so a Nor could still regain a fair bit of Pyre life here, and this may be an opportunity to do just that. So scores for 20, leech is 10, she's back up to 20 Pyre life, which means Phaler would need to get a full damage score here. Anything less and a Nor would still be hanging on. Now if a Nor can leech more Pyre life back, then it would require 2 scores from Phaler. And of course for a Nor, she still needs several. Phaler. Lendl stopped. But brought back. Headwind. He's banished. Snadra brings back Headwind. She's taken out though, as is Headwind. Lendl trying to bring back a friend, but unable to do so, and now a Nor defenseless for several seconds. Phaler. And that's all it'll take.
The fate prevail. The scribes themselves surely have taken note.
GG.
The rite is complete.
All right, well played, you two, in an impromptu all-nomad showdown. That was not a request. The revive greed. All right, well, let's reset our song. Other than that, I think everything else is currently at our default setting. But let us know if there is anything we'd like to change here. And Barrick, how are you? How's it going? Just coming off an impromptu all-nomad showdown. It says pay. Oh. One moment. Oops. One moment while I fix that. One moment while I fix that real quick. Let's see. Now it should be better. Now it should be better. You know, I've often wondered if anyone ever reads those things. But apparently, at least on this occasion, someone did. It is the Readers Club, you know. Now maybe I should, maybe I should deliberately make one of those things either a slight typo or something that is just complete nonsense. Just to see if people catch it. Just to see who's paying attention. And Barrick, on this occasion, you have passed the test. Anything that we'd like to do for this next one, though? Or will we just have these two take whatever they'd like? Looks like we may be requestless for this one. Oh, hold on. Never to return. Okay, now hold on. Which version of Never to Return? Because we have all of them. So we could do an old Never to Return, or the Never to Return of any of the teams. I suppose you could phrase it that way, Phaler. Any preference with our Never to Returns? The standard one? Does that mean Nightwings? That might mean Nightwings?
Yeah, Nightwings.
Okay. Oh, and a last-second Exiles request from Barrick. Okay, hold on. Just enough time before players lock things in here.
The fate shall
Wait,
now
what?
face
What? What do you mean? Okay, hold on. We need to clarify this before you take your Exiles.
who shall condemn
There is an Exiles request, and I have no idea what Barrick is trying to say here. Use emotes that kind of resemble your picks. So does that also mean you should be taking Exiles that are ones you can replicate in an emote? Let's see. Phaler has double Savage. I was gonna say, like, we have a lot of emotes that are based on specific characters, so that definitely makes it more straightforward. The one thing, if you had to use sort of the default emotes, like, oh, well, this character has a smiley face because they're always lighthearted and happy. But if you want to take the stowaway, you could just use the stowaway emote, and that's pretty straightforward. So I take it that means Phaler's going double Savage and an Imp. I mean, we do have an Orlek emote. But it's hiding. Also, it's a reference to an inside joke that we had probably about a year ago at this point that I feel like might be outdated enough that it's worth renaming. Wait, what? Yes? Anor looks like she's going Harp, Nomad, Sap. Yeah, I mean, we have lots of emotes for the different classes. I'm trying to think of what. Let's see. Is there any class that you would not be able to make an emote for? Crones. We don't really have a Crone emote. That might be the only one. And Imps, I get. Nope, we have the Tizo. We have the Tizo emote. Yeah, I think Crones are the only one that we don't really have a specific emote for.
Exile.
I mean, we even have a Falcon Ron emote. For the hidden character, Falcon Ron. Okay, now admittedly I haven't been paying as close attention to how the players have set up their teams because I've been thinking more about the emotes. But we do know Savage, Imp, Savage for Phaler.
Tay.
And Harp, Nomad, Sap for Anor. Hold on, one moment. This is important. Okay, proceed. Because, yeah, I think we have a specific stinky trash man. But I think we have an emote for every class besides Crones. Unless Falcon Ron is secretly a Crone. You heard it here first. Almer ends up in Snadra's aura. Stowaway taken out as well. But Almer teleports the orb and throws it in quickly before Nor can get back into defensive position. Almer again. Throw, this time intercepted. Hamatha. Over the defense and in for 20.
The two triumvirates are neck and neck.
Almer intercepted once more. Hamatha switches into Volfred. But Phaler has it back. The throw is intercepted, though. Stowaway has to cut it a little bit short here. So it's 16 on this throw.
Yes.
Oh, and the throw short there from Almer. Stowaway to try again here for Phaler. Teleports the other side, throws it in. Once again, cuts it a little bit short. This time it's 11. Almer intercepted. Oh, but those exiles on the north side, they were lined up, and Phaler's eyes lit up for a second there as he was wondering how many he could take out in one cast. Stowaway for Phaler. Sniped by Snadra.
Now to the flame.
And now it's Almer. Catches the edge of Volfred's portal. Hamatha. Over the lava, but into the defense.
Into the adversary's flame.
Hamatha again. Switches over to Snadra, but Snadra's cornered.
Oh,
Throw intercepted. Hamatha again. Stamina back. But unable to sneak past the defense. Stowaway. To the other side, hard pushed out of the path into the pyre. And Anor sacrifices Snadra as well. All to get Volfred in a dangerous attacking position, but he is banished. Hamatha into the lava she goes. That means she comes back quickly, though. Oh, did Phaler take the Kael'mir's anklet? I mean, I was saying how I perhaps wasn't paying the closest attention to their setups. But I could have sworn I saw that cast bounce off some of the obstacles. Phaler straight in there, plunging for 20 from the stowaway. Almer's throw sneaks through here. And now one more, perhaps all Phaler needs, unless, of course, Anor took Rekindling on Volfred, which she may have done. That giving her a second life bar. And here comes the team. The reinforcements have arrived for Anor. Hamatha. Into Volfred.
I almost pity what transpired there.
Phaler on the counter seemingly jumps past the pyre on numerous occasions, but to no avail. Volfred has that extra blink distance from the nutrition stick. And it does make him elusive, although not elusive enough, apparently. Stowaway, flying all over the place, but eventually lands in the sapling.
A mere attempt.
Almer now.
Divine intervention.
Gets the throw off, and there is the rekindling. The second life bar is 50 for Anor. But Phaler already whittling it down once again.
Now.
Almer. Intercepted. Pan. Defender flies over her head. Snadra hopscotches and nearly finds her way through.
The orb is up. Shemai.
Hamatha intercepts. Switches with Volfred. Volfred's still taken out. Somehow, Phaler avoids banishment there, and able to get the full damage throw off, no less. That means one score. All Phaler needs here, we've already seen Anor's rekindling. So This is her second life bar. Full fret. Back to Pamitha. Pamitha sees a bit of an opening. Waits to get the stamina back, switches into Snadra, but she's taken out. Pamitha switched, and it was Snadra who got stunned. Full fret in possession. And Or just barely avoids landing in the lava. Switches to Snadra, but Snadra taken out. Back to Phaler. Tries to go the jumping route, but he's blocked, but it stuns Anor, setting up the winning plunge.
The fate prevail. They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Nor, perhaps, not the biggest fan of going up against those Titan-toothed defenders. Or even attackers. Do we have the knowledge, have the capability to adjust the stun duration on Titan Tooth? Is that a thing that we theoretically could do? Like, is it coded in such a way where it says the stun lasts for X amount of time? And we could just change that number? I mean, I don't know. It's obviously it's a very powerful talisman. But I don't think we've ever actually gone in and changed the effectiveness of talismans in that way before. Tried to nerf the strong ones or buff the weak ones, although I mean, maybe that's something we could think about doing. Baylor has a lead on a new Tariq bot. He's in contact with his agent. But he's already in a gig today, so he's definitely not available at the moment. He's currently touring, but he might be back soon and available. Alright, well, we will have an exile request from Anor. We'll have a boat arena from Anor. We've not seen the boat yet today, so I suppose it is in many ways overdue. Triple Demons, no Titan Tooth. Okay, did we have was there a song request in there? There was that talk of, oh, yeah. Sorry, we just can't do that one. I guess we'll just have to go for Knights of the Sea. You need to do Knights of the Sea for the... Hold on. No, you don't get to abbreviate Knights of the Sea like that. I mean, I knew what you meant, but no. No. I disapprove. C starts with an S. There you go. That's better. That's better. Okay, so Hulkivora is the boat. Knights of the Sea, all demons, no Titan Tooth. I believe that is all that we have set up for this one. So let us embrace the boat magic.
The fate says the Night Wings. Welcome.
Clarification
Who
for
shall
Nor.
conduct the
Orlek,
rites?
allowed or not allowed? Sure, he is allowed. Okay.
Orlek.
In fact, Phaler will lead off with him. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, it is a Hope Egg on Orlek for Nor, bumping his Hope all the way up to 9, which means it's actually right or it's just below the number that the default demons would have. Cutting his banishment time, I think it's roughly in half. And of course, you have to take the speedy demons, as the speed demons are most capable of embracing the boat magic.
Demon.
And Phaler does just that as well. Finally, a webbed Lanthor Jody for Nor, and here we go. All demons on the boat, no Titan Tooth. So it's all about embracing the boat magic. Phaler starts by throwing it in, cuts that one a little bit short at 16. And it is Phaler here with Orlek. By the scribes. They both go flying in. It's Phaler with the orb, though, but he immediately gets banished. Anor, she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it. Oh, just short of that extra puddle, which would have given her an extra burst of airtime. It's not quite what she was looking for, but nearly. Okay. Iggy has the Brazen Manor, but once again, just a little bit short of the puddle target, but she does make it in with that Brazen Manor active, so it's 40 damage. Phaler. Oh, rather, Anor.
Best not get overconfident, Nightwing.
Anor blocked, although still has her exile over there, hopping around like crazy. Causing some chaos, has it back. Iggy has been on quite a journey already. But it's Phaler with it back.
Orlek threw it in.
And gets it with a throw on Orlek.
The fates are now favored.
Phaler vanishes with his throw,
Orlek flung the
then
orb
throws it
to the
in
flame.
for 23. Phaler.
The orb has hit the mark.
It's all Orlek for him. Here he goes again, and it lands once more. Slightly less than the maximum damage. That time it's 21. Oh, Iggy. Possibly stuck? Looks pretty stuck. I'm gonna assume yes, that Anor has disconnected. Okay, let's get her back in. Because that didn't look right. Invite should be resent. Pretty sure Nora is not trying to just run straight into the corner like that. Let me know if I need to resend that. Steam being Steam? Alright, say no more. I need to resend that. Okay, let's give that another shot. Any luck this time? Restart Steam real quick. Yeah, you just never know with Steam, right? Some days it just says, you know what? I'm not gonna let you do remote play. So on that topic of rebalancing talismans, I mean, on one hand, it sounds kind of interesting to me because there are certainly talismans that are really strong that get used all the time, and there are some talismans that are quite weak that almost never get used unless they are specifically requested. So, in that sense, finding a way to balance things back out does sound like that could potentially be a pretty interesting thing to do. On the other hand, it feels like once you open that door, where do you draw the line? And if, every single week we're rebalancing something, then does anybody ever know what the talismans are doing from one week to the next? Or, it's just so inconsistent, so constantly changing that that just becomes a bit of a nuisance. Or do we take it too far and overcompensate for talismans that are currently really good or ones that are currently really bad? And just reverse the meta, so to speak. Which may be interesting for a little while, but perhaps doesn't achieve the thing that we might be setting out to do with talisman rebalancing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and also, personally and selfishly, if it means that I have to, install a bunch of new mods every so often, then I generally am not a huge fan of doing that, so I'd rather not have to do that on the regular. But it's at least an interesting thought. Yeah. In this season, we will be using the default talismans. However, once the season is over, we will rebalance everything. There we go. Okay. Alright, so in that case, I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. We felt that Orlek wasn't seeing enough play, so we gave him the same hope as other demons. We also thought that it was unfair that Orlek had less damage than the other demons, so we gave him 5 extra glory.
Wherever went old Orlek?
I mean, wherever went old Orlek? Feels like we never see him anymore, right? Well, here's Ignarius, setting up the Brazen Manor. Has it active. There's some pretty good airtime. But he's blocked and then banished before he can make it through. Failure with Jody. Against Jody. Leapfrogs over her, but eventually does get blocked and banished. Icky has the Brazen Manor now, but blocked. Not banished, however, and may still have that Brazen Manor. I think it just expired. Yeah. Just down to the usual 30. Whoa, well, there's some airtime for Phaler's Orlek. Oh my word. Meanwhile, Anor's Orlek makes it all the way in. Phaler has, I think unintentionally, sent his Orlek flying the entire length of the match, only for him to immediately get banished for 2 rounds in a row now. Here is Phaler with his Orlek. He's blocked. Anor has won it back, only momentarily. Orlek again. Rush down. Oh, and Anor had Ignarius just hanging out next to Phaler's Pyre, and suddenly Phaler's dropped down to 20. And Anor is at 35, so Phaler would need 2 scores. Here's one of them. Now we functionally have ourselves a sudden death match. 1 score for either player would be enough, assuming that it's a plunge. Even most throws would likely do the trick. So let's see how these players find a way to finish it. Will it be a dramatic full arena jump? The most spectacular of slam dunks. I certainly hope so. Or will Phaler be defenseless so Anor can walk this one in? Perhaps not. Phaler with a huge jump out of nowhere. And there it is. He pulls out the Uno reverse card.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked. Thus end this night's proceedings.
GG. Yeah, watch us have someone from Supergiant come in for one of the streams and they're like, what have you done to our game?
Until the next rite.
Did he actually answer you though? Like, did he give you no response at all, or did he say, yeah, I have no idea? All right, fine. All right, well, let us know, chat, if anyone else wants to hop in here, or if there's anything that we'd like to see between Phaler and Anor, if we are to stick with these two. There's the 3 of a kind mod. The one that we have since figured out. And Barrack. Why? Why? We do have Knights of the Sea for this one. Oh, Iroder can play for a bit. Do you want to hop in now, Iroder? Anor's willing and able to swap out, it seems, if you're up for it. Sure? Alright, awesome. In that case, why don't we get Iroder in? And Phaler, are you good to stick around for a little while longer as well? Little while longer? Okay. Alright. Let's get Iroder in which case we can do some Phaler against Iroder matches. And thanks for stopping by, Anor. Good to have you as always. And then Barrack will immediately throw in the chaos. Iroder does not have a chance to warm up, or at least if it is going to be a warm-up, it's going to be a warm-up with Customize turned off. We do, for what it's worth, and or already have a Knights of the Sea for this one as well. But we can do for the next one.
So Fader's controller 2, I'm controller 3. Good start.
Fantastic. I would expect nothing less from remote play. As to what that actually means, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure that means Phaler is player 1 and you're player 2. Because as everyone knows, obviously you need to subtract 1 by each player's number.
Also, I'm not sure if this works out. Like, even the screen right now has huge lag spikes.
Oh.
You, like, hop out and then maybe remind me.
Okay.
You can try one right, but it doesn't look good. At all.
Uh-oh. That's not encouraging. And Nora says it was like that for her as well. Then disconnected when the first ride began, then it was fine after that for a little while. Okay, so hopefully by re-inviting our rotor there, it may be better now?
Probably not, but that's just, like, it doesn't seem better, but let's just try one.
Yeah, we'll test it out. So is Phaler still player 1 though? I mean, obviously he's player 2 and you're player 3, rotor, but...
Yeah, I'm still player 1.
Okay. Good stuff. And rotor, who would you like to play as today? Will be the withdrawn?
I'll take withdrawn.
Okay. Nice.
So to be fair, I also had some stream lag, so I'm not sure if that's on your end or if just my internet sucks at the moment.
I do not know. Okay, well, we have Customize off here. So, there's that. We have Knights of the Sea. We could do an arena. That's about all we can do right now, if there's anything else people are interested in setting for that. Otherwise, we can get this one started.
The fate versus the withdrawal.
Okay, so let's see.
Try to re-invite me one. Wait. Re-invite me one more time. This is atrocious.
Okay.
But, like, the most horrible lag spikes ever.
Okay.
While Brighton did it in like red all around. Wasn't team color.
iRotor was witnessing the end of the game if the plan fails.
No, I was witnessing like when our like someone's done the stars, you know, in the last ride. Spoilers.
Okay.
Let's just try this.
Okay. I'll give you guys a countdown.
Doesn't seem good, but let's just try.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. All right, but I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go we'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go.
Begin.
Any better?
Wait, now controls are fucked up. Wait, sorry about the wording. Let me first unplug and relock. Huh?
Should be fine, because we didn't have anyone changing controls.
That seems fine. Let me replug my controller. When I tried to dash, it switched characters for me, so something's wrong.
Oh,
Let's
just
just try it again.
Jody might have -8 quickness for somebody.
Ah, well, that's just risk.
Oh,
There's just no customers for you. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Workable at the very least. What is Ignarius, the Stowaway, and Lady River for Phaler. It's 2 demons, Ignarius and Jody, plus Raji for
Still
Iroder.
no dash, which is a problem.
The orb is taken. Flung with
Phaler's
force
throw,
and will.
good for 20.
Not about the squad, but dash doesn't.
Raji, banished, but does set up a dangerous portal. Is it Ignarius who has the minus quickness? Because it feels like it's Ignarius on Iroder's side who's painfully slow. Like that is a very slow Ignarius. But Iroder through the portal
To each his own.
and banishes most of Phaler's exiles, all but the Stowaway, but here is the Stowaway.
Tay through it his.
Just enough to get that in, past the defender.
A show of strength.
It's on Iggy. Okay, so yeah, it should be Iggy who's a snail for this match. And I think you are right. It is showing. Unfortunately, he has the tailwind hangover.
Twas almost cruel.
Iroder defenseless.
Made me stricken.
So time for Phaler to throw this in for 15. Yeah, and Iroder rolled both.
And
Somebody
now my
give the
controller doesn't
orb.
work anymore.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. That's not good.
So I had a weird connection thing for a second, but I'm coming now.
It looked even on your end for a second there, Phaler, as if you had disconnected because you were just going straight in one direction.
I'm still connected, and it was like that for a second, but it's alright now.
Can you enter the game again now so I can test if I can
Okay,
move?
let's see. Doesn't seem to have made a difference yet, whatever you have changed. Oh, now
No, he doesn't even recognize my controller.
Now this is on my end. Pyre has crashed, apparently. Completely frozen. The music's still playing. But no, this is not the stream that's frozen. This is Pyre that has now crashed on my end.
Okay, I'm not sure what cause I brought upon everything, but something's wrong.
1 second. I need to force quit Pyre. Wow. Oh, Pyre, what have you done? Force quit. Pyre. Oh, okay, no, Steam has crashed on my end. That could explain some things. Okay, hold on. Let me force quit Steam and restart.
So
and-
my controller does work on my end, like
Let's see.
offline.
Steam. End a task. Steam. Start back up. Updating Steam. That explains a lot, potentially. That does potentially explain a lot. Thanks,
That doesn't mean
Steam.
I should probably also take that update, alright?
I don't know if I might have been behind. I don't know if that's a super recent update or not. But let me boot back up Pyre here.
Yeah, sorry about that failure. It was not my intention to derail everything. But
No worries. Why apologize to me? It's the stream.
Okay.
yeah, but I'm playing against you, so
Okay.
all
You've seen worse.
I have Pyre back up. I have restarted Steam and supposedly done an update. So perhaps things may now be a little bit better. Hopefully. I mean, there's a chance that I just did not do an update that was from a while ago. I don't know. But hopefully, that might fix some things.
I resent that request. Seems to work.
Okay.
To change something because otherwise I'm taking off 4 controller slots.
Wait, what? Hold on, I have to see this. Huh? Failure, invite sent.
Here we go.
I wrote her. Invite sent. Did that work for either / both of you?
It did not.
Did not? Okay. Let's see. Taylor. I wrote her.
Alright, here we go.
Sounded promising. We get confirmation that, or just as to who's player 1 and who's player 2? Are we still on player 1 for Failure and player 2 for iRotor?
Yeah, that we are.
Okay. Alright, why don't we try this one more time then, and maybe it'll work this go round. So still customize off, mind you.
The fate
Okay, it's the
versus
Ridge.
the withdrawal.
For Failure, it is double demon and Savage, I think, and it is single demon,
Now begin.
Harp, and Savage for iRotor.
A flame is stricken.
Failure, plunges for 25, that must have been an Orlek in that case. That's no ordinary demon.
Oh,
Is Pileth for Failure. Has it back now. Against Fizzpileth for iRotor. And they have basically the same colors as well. Which just makes it that much more fitting. That's Failure jumping in here. Ooh, and good teleportation there from iRotor, making it in with the stowaway. Failure finds a way around
plunged into his adversary's flames.
that clever harp pushing demon play, and actually with Living Flame, that was extra damage for Failure.
The flame.
But Stowaway plunging once again for iRotor. But if it's a matter of those types of trades... Oh, and Black Claw. Of course there's Black Claw. It's customized off. Of course there's a Black Claw.
Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright. Did that one work from a Steam standpoint, at least?
Yeah. That
I mean, I did, like, I saved the game the whole time, so that did work.
That's an improvement. Alright, then let's turn Customize back on here, and I believe this one was a request a while ago at this point, but for A Song of Iroder's Choice was next on the list there.
Yeah, put red design on.
Okay.
Also, you can turn Taskmaster off again. If I have a slideshow, I at least want to do that.
Okay, so we could still do an arena, but other than that, basically everything is accounted for here, so let us know if that is of interest. Otherwise, we'll get this one started up. And that we shall do.
The fate shall now
Alright, it's the nest.
the withdrawn.
Is that another Orlek? Demon at the very least. No, it's not Orlek. Gareth and an Imp for Phalar.
First to the fate.
He did have the talisman that started off by dealing 10 damage to Iroder's Pyre. Iroder has a Harp, a Cur, and a Crone. Here's Rookie. He's blocked, but he banishes everyone. That activates Typhoon Bottle, slowing Iroder down, at least until Gareth returns. Iroder with Rookie. Taken out. Gareth. Cut off. Now Protrude. Back to Rookie. Has at least two, that might have been 3 jumps just then. But we know he has Lucky Break as well, so that might be entirely a left side Rookie.
By the scribes.
That is Phalar bulldozing his way through with his demon. Now means no Ignarius for this round, but here comes Gareth. Oh, is Iroder frozen? It looks like Iroder is frozen. Yep, he is disconnected.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. Let me get you back in.
Okay.
I was also expecting that to be Morlek.
It crashed?
Oh. Remote play. Remote play is not happy with us today. Red Design Acapella does slap. That is true. Technically, it's not quite acapella, but point taken. Any luck this time around? I'm gonna take your silence as a no.
Hello?
Hello.
Test?
Testing. I can hear you. I assume that invite did not work out.
Yeah, I'm in again. You can start.
Oh!
The lag is not better, but also not worse than before, so let's see.
Alright, I'll give you a countdown then. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go, I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, Phalar throws it in for 20. And that drops Iroder down to 20. Gareth, banished. Zoxiana, plunging for Iroder. Needs no Zoxiana. That seems like a quick Bertrude. But she's cornered. Roki tries to get back defensively and seemingly cut Phaler off, although Phaler scored what would have been the winning plunge. Just that Iroder had some unexpected rekindling coming from a right light. So he holds on. Phaler, does he have the extra damage? He does not. So Iroder with just 5 Pyre life here. Can he make something happen?
Well, now that was exciting.
Phaler knocks back the defender and makes it in.
The fate prevailed.
GG.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
That was like
The rite is
halfway
ended.
playable.
Halfway
I
playable?
think that was more luck than anything. I cannot, like, sometimes it's
Until
somewhat
the
fluid,
next
and sometimes I cannot do anything for 3 seconds. It's basically that.
Anor, was it worse for you today than it was in the past? Was it a particularly bad day from a
Again.
connection standpoint? And Phaler, has it been worse than usual for you?
The same. Apart from that one time.
Strange. Anor usually doesn't have those lag spikes? Huh. Weird. Weird. Okay, well, we'll keep Customize off then. And we'll give it another shot. We'll reset the song, but... maybe this... oh, well, Grand Ceremony. Right, and the disconnections, like, those happen every now and again, for sure. But usually we can get people back in fairly quickly and easily afterwards, not to worry too much about that continuing to happen. So remote play today has definitely not been all that pleased with us for whatever reason.
The fate
Okay, it is Phaler's home arena, and he will have a sap, a worm, and a savage, whereas Iroder has 2 crones and an imp.
Now it begins in earnest.
Phaler just trying to hold down the fort here, protecting the orb with his sapling, at least until he gets his reinforcements, and does have Gilman back now. A Black Heart, we just saw on Iroder's imp. I suppose that's potentially the best type of exile to have, the Black Heart, depending on if Iroder happens to have the imp salute, which, I mean, it is a customized off match, you never know. Phaler blocked. Here comes Iroder with Morfrith.
The orb's unclaimed again.
And gets it back here, but blocked just before jumping in. Phaler with Almer. Almer, throw intercepted. Forfeit again. Out of stamina though. On Black Hoof. On, was that one of Phaler's exiles? So we've 2 Cursed Talismans. I think it was one on each team. Not entirely sure who that Black Hoof was popping up next to. I think it might be Gilman.
But someone. All of the fate
Speaking of whom,
gone.
Gilman is banished. Iroder with a quick throw here, unblockable, good for 19.
The withdrawn gain the upper hand.
And Bertrude comes in and just banishes absolutely everybody. And with enough time
That one, throw it in.
for a full damage throw as well. Oh, big cast there from Ulmer. He has Bright Wisp, so he passes it to a teammate when he gets banished.
Now go.
Oh, and well timed on the jump there from Ulmer. Over to the defender, and into space to set up this 20 damage throw.
Yes.
Bertrude. Not this time. Nearly a huge cast there from Vorfrit, though. Gilman just barely avoided it, but now he's taken out. Only for Almer to return, though, and now suddenly it is Iroder who's defenseless, and Phaler just quick enough to get that one in before Iroder got his defender back.
Perhaps the scribes are favoring the fate.
Aggressive plays here from Phaler. As Iroder has just Tizo, at least until Bertrand returns. Here she is. She speeds ahead and nearly makes it in. Dangerous portal for Iroder, which he does go through, but now means he does not have any defenders back.
The orb flies to
So Phaler able to throw it in for 11. Iroder cornered. Gilman can't quite make it over the defenders that time around. Forfeit. She's banished. Almer. Couple banishments now on the orb. Passes it back when he's banished. There is the Blackheart activating. In the not so desirable way for Iroder. As that Howler cannot defend, so he's deliberately trying to get it banished as quickly as possible. So that when Tizo does come back, hopefully he comes back in his usual imp form. But the Black Roof is... It's on Volfred, I guess? It's Volfred, I think.
good.
Oh, and somehow, Almer threads the needle there in between the two defenders.
Your victory is at hand. If I were that one, I'd be rather angry.
Volfred against Volfred. 2 Crone attack. Oh, and a Titan Tooth. An unexpected Titan Tooth from Iroder, stunning Phaler. Setting up that 30 damage plunge, and Iroder has the Crone Salute. Except Phaler has Rekindling.
Burning hot. The fates have moved.
The Fate has Oof, confirmed.
Taken.
And Iroder has just Tizo. There's the Bright Wisp. Iroder starting to get some defenders back, though. So Phaler cannot pick up the orb with Volfred. He is the downside of that Cursed Talisman. It does make it a little bit tougher for him to get the offense going. As he can't do anything here offensively when it is just Volfred. So he needs to wait for Almer's return. Here he is. He's not quick enough to avoid the defenders. Nor was Gilman. Tizo. Now Bertrand. Bertrand down. Now Vorfrit. Vorfrit hops in and makes it for the winning plunge.
The withdrawn prevail. A victory so narrowly achieved. And
GG.
thus more glorious. The rite is done.
Kind of worked out.
Until the stars align.
All right. Well, in that case, let me ask you two this: is it painful enough that it feels as though we ought to cut things short here and maybe go into a Liberation Rite soon?
I can play, right? I cannot just not play that well. So I don't mind playing a bit more.
Okay. Phaler, does that work for you? I know you've been in for a while, so I don't know if you need to head out soon.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. All right, then. In that case, let us know if there is anything we'd like to see between Phaler and Iroder. Sounds like they're both good to proceed here. Let's turn our customize back on, unless we want to turn it back off. Right. I guess we shall proceed the painful way. Alright, not seeing any requests though. So maybe we'll just jump straight in here and have them take whatever they'd like. tis the book.
The withdrawn. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites? Pamitha.
And in the book, Phaler goes for a Titan Tooth saluting Pamitha.
Alma.
Prayer Beads Ulmer is the lead for Iroder.
Exile.
Web Lanthorn Raji, second selection for Phaler.
Tizo.
Iroder also going Titan Tooth, though in his case, it's on Tizo.
Dalbert.
And for Phaler, last selection is a Prayer Beads Dalbert. And Iroder finishes with a power casting Snadra. Alright, here we go. No request for this one, both players taking their preferred teams. Here's Phaler with Pamitha to get us started.
Withdrawn's flame. There.
Iroder teleports and jumps in.
The two try to.
And that might be a double Titan Tooth, I think it is. However, Phaler able to switch out of it with his Harp Salute, and after exploding on the entirety of Iroder's team, able to jump in with his curve for an uncontested plunge. And does the switch once again here. This time to set up an Imp Throw. Pamitha
Burning flame to ash.
makes it through now. Dropping Iroder down to 25, but Iroder's fighting back. Pamitha again, blocked, but Titan Tooth active here. Stunning,
Dalbert quenched the
and giving time for Dalbert.
Now go on. Just one move.
That's the double Titan Tooth, once again, Phaler switching out. Iroder may have as well, though. Ulmer. To Tizo. Titan Tooth stuns Phaler.
The orb is up.
Iroder now with the 3-on-1 advantage. But that calculus quickly changes
How very sad for the
until Snadra banishes everyone else, plunges for 20, and I believe leeches back 10 for Iroder as well. Ulmer, not quite. Tizo,
And it is done.
not able to stop Phaler, so he plunges for the win.
And such a well-conducted victory it was.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, Phaler's is one more for him, then he has to be out. Do we have anyone else in chat?
Next, right.
Do we have anyone else in chat who might be looking to come in that could take Phaler's spot? Or does that mean that we're gonna have to go Liberation right here? Because that might be the case. If we have someone who can take Phaler's spot, then perhaps not. But if this is going to be our last matchup of the day and Phaler needs to head out soon, then we may need to wrap things up here. Not seeing anyone else jumping up and down, waving their hand, saying they want to get in here. So I think that does mean that we are probably going to turn this into our liberation rite. So follow Solium. Sermon intro will go never to return withdrawn version here. No requests from chat for this one. This will be our final match of the day, and both players taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style. So without further ado, let's jump in.
I bid you welcome, exiles. You heed the summons to the fall of Solium. You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. Prevail and earn the favor of the scribes. The Fate stand prepared. The Withdrawn stand prepared. Who shall conduct this rite?
Alright, as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. No requests from chat for this one. Both players taking their preferred teams.
Alma.
And for Failure, that means ninja quick throwing Almer in the first spot. Ryder goes Speedy, saluting Pamitha. Now Web Lanthorn Raji for Failure. Ashen Cole on a saluting Zoxiana, so 2 harps now for iRotor. Last choice for Failure, and he's going Titan Tooth on Jody. iRotor also breaking out a demon here, and it is a Leeching Viz Paulette. So here we go, our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Failure on the left representing the Fate, and iRotor on the right representing the Withdrawn. Best of luck to you both.
this maneuver.
The flames of freedom. Into the adversary's flame. Banished one and all. Good. Oh. Now. Ooh. Unfortunate for the withdrawn. It was almost true. Too bad for that one. As per the sacred law, the orb is taken. The orb sails forth into the flame. The rite is nearly ended. Oof. That's it. And there it is.
And there it is.
The fates have proved their worth.
GG.
Rather convincingly, I must admit. Thus ends the liberation rite.
Alright, well that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. Thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. I am going to now hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next week. Alright. I'm not quite done with you yet, chat. Not quite done with you yet. First of all, let's see. Did they both skedaddle? They both skedaddled. I don't blame them. Remote play was being weird today. As soon as they get the chance, they're like, we're out of here. But as I said, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Thank you everybody who participated in the rites, as well as those of you who gave us the requests in chat today as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, where we are coordinating all that stuff, and you can do just that by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids, I'm hosting these Rite Nights, and our streaming schedule right now is Fridays is Mass Effect Andromeda the campaign, although we may look to get some Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer somewhere on the schedule sometime soon. Then Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, that's Saturday. Then of course Pyre multiplayer on Sunday. Then if you missed anything, you can catch it all on YouTube. Lids is there as well, posting the VODs to all the streams. Also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher themed card game, as well as some Thronebreaker, the Gwent campaign. Then if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. You can also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I post there when I'm live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my Discord, which you can do by clicking on, I definitely spelled that wrong. I absolutely spelled that wrong. This link, that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.